Hello, people. I'm the Earl Comic Book Gamer, and we got a bunch of new stuff, news for the Wolverine 3. So I wanted to go over some stuff I think will happen, what I want to happen, and things like that. So first off, Boyd Holbrook, the guy from Narcos, he is going to be playing the main baddie of Wolverine. So yeah, the description for his character is he is a relentless, calculating, and intense head of security for a global enterprise who is set against Hugh Jackman's Wolverine. Now, that is the lamest description ever for a Wolverine villain, but Boyd Holbrook is a great actor, so I'm really excited to see who he's going to be playing. That is like a really crappy description, though. I don't know who that could really be. I'm thinking maybe it's Gorgon, who is a guy from a different Mark Millar run than Old Man Logan. Gorgon was one of my favorite villains for Wolverine. He's a basically unstoppable. Wolverine had to kill him by having the reflection of his claws block his gaze back at him because the dude was like Medusa and could turn people to stone, and that's how he beat him. But anyways, the guy is really intense and would be an awesome fight for Wolverine. That's the only person I could think because he was sort of the right-hand man of this lady. And so in the comics, so that's the only person I could really think of that I would really want for that type of role that they discussed. It could possibly be Dakin, who's working for a company and has this set against Wolverine. That would make sense. I don't know. We'll see. Again, that's a pretty lame description. But also, Simon Kinberg confirmed that this movie is taking place in the future. So we've got all those different rumors about Old Man Logan. Hugh Jackman's constantly dropping hints about it being Old Man Logan. And now Simon Kinberg confirms that it is in the future. So it definitely seems like it's going to be somewhat based off of Old Man Logan. Another villain that Boyd Holbrook could also be is the leader of the Red Right Hand, which was an organization that was made up of a bunch of people who had grudges against Wolverine for doing this or that, and so they all came together to get revenge on him. And it was a really good storyline. Wolverine goes to hell. I love it. I talked about it before in a video, and so Boyd Holbrook could be the leader of that. Obviously, they'd be changing the character because in the comics he's really old, but he's not a classic villain, so changing him wouldn't really upset the fan base. But either way, I'm really excited to see who he's playing. Also, a while back, we got confirmed that Professor X will be in the movie. I don't know to what extent, if he'll just have a cameo or if he'll be in it a lot. And Patrick Stewart, Professor X, by the way, not James McAvoy, Professor X. But either way, I'm kind of excited to see that. I hope he doesn't have a huge role, though. I don't really want him to take the Hawkeye role. I don't want to see Wolverine and Professor X teaming up to take on the Wasteland. Don't really want that. But anyways, let's get into what I would love to see for an Old Man Logan movie within the properties of, that Fox owns, since they'd have to replace a lot of characters because they don't really own a whole lot, since Marvel's got, the main stuff, but they got the X-Men characters and everything like that. So yeah, first off, Wolverine needs to kill the X-Men. Obviously, we gotta see that happen because that's how it happened in the comics, and Mysterio caused him to kill the X-Men. In case you guys didn't know, Mysterio put an illusion over him, making Wolverine think that, hey, these guys are bad, so I gotta kill him, and it turned out it was the X-Men. But in this, they have the rights to Scarlet Witch, so I would just use her to have her put the spell over him, make him think he's fighting baddies, but he's actually fighting his friends, and that, to me, that's who you replace Mysterio with. Another thing is, who would you replace Hawkeye with? To me, Deadpool. Obviously, this will never happen, but Deadpool would be so perfect, seeing Wolverine and Deadpool go around the wasteland, and that would be so awesome. I'd love it. Imagine that Wolverine and his family are in a rut. They need money. Deadpool comes up like, I got this job. And Wolverine's like, I'm not going to kill people. He's like, you don't need to kill me. You just need to drive me. I got this job. I'm going to do it. And they go across. It would be such a great movie. I'd love that. Those two would have a great dynamic. And everyone wants to see Hugh Jackman's Wolverine and Ryan Reynolds' Deadpool on screen together. Since we didn't really get that in X-Men Origins Wolverine, everyone would love that. And I just think it would be amazing. Now, for the book, there were two main villains. It was Red Skull as sort of the main villain, but then Hulk brought it home at the end. He was the one who did the real damage to Wolverine. And so to me, who you replace Red Skull with is Doctor Doom. You know how awesome that would be? I would love Boyd Holbrook for Doctor Doom. I think he would kill it as Doctor Doom. Obviously, his character's description is nothing like that, but again, this is what I would like to see if we got an Old Man Logan story. But I think Doctor Doom would be awesome. It's because he's someone who's like the Red Skull in that sort of sense of the type of characters they are. Obviously, Doctor Doom's way more powerful than the Red Skull and all that, and not a Nazi, but you get what I'm saying. They're that sort of type of character, very different in terms of how they act and things like that, but they're that type. And I think Doctor Doom would be awesome. Seeing Wolverine go after Doctor Doom, Wolverine and Deadpool going after Doctor Doom, that would be amazing. And also, like, you gotta get a villain that would be believable as this guy that took over part of the country. You know what I mean? So Doctor Doom would definitely fill in that role. Now, as far as who should be the guy that at the end he has to fight, because it's the guy who kills his family, who will fill in the Hulk role. There are a lot of different people who could. Some people have been saying the Thing should do it. Not necessarily to me, because you do need that final villain that kills his family to be more personal, someone that he was friends with or that he knew, one of the good guys that turned bad. And the Thing, he doesn't really have any relationship at all. We haven't seen him in any of the X-Men movies or anything. But it would be cool to see him show up, and that would be the type of character that Hulk is. Just like Doctor Doom is sort of the type of character that Red Skull is. The Thing is the type of character that the Hulk is, so he would fill that role. But for me, I would love for the final baddie to be Quicksilver. Imagine that, a Wolverine versus Quicksilver battle. This is a character that people love, that they had like that little acquaintance in Days of Future Past, and who knows what he's going to be like in Apocalypse. People love this character. Him being the villain in this future, the one to kill the Wolverine's family, I think that'd be great. He's also a believable villain, as in someone that if he turned bad, it would be really hard to stop him, because we saw how slow everyone moved compared to him in Days of Future Past. So yeah, I feel like he would be a very believable villain for that, because it'd be so hard to stop him for a lot of people, but Wolverine could do it, and I'd love to see that final fight, him going straight up at him because he killed his family. And also, since he is a mutant, he can have tons of kids that are also mutants, and they don't necessarily have to have his power set, because it's a mutant, it's a different mutation and everything. So that'd be really interesting, because his family could be made up of tons of different types of mutants, not necessarily all speed mutants. Anyways, that's what I would love to see for a Old Man Logan style one. I did make a video last year talking about if they went for a different route than Old Man Logan, what I'd like to see, what comic I'd like them to base it off of. But anyways, please let me know in the comments below what you think of this video, and if you enjoyed it, please give it a like.